Basically, this session would be more in tune with like not much in detail when it comes to technical specifications. Rather, it would be giving you an overview and basically a starting point for image generation. Okay. So we won't be discussing much in depth about image generation, but I'll just brief you up about what are the tools which are available that not only are technical, but a non-technical people can also try out from their end. Okay. So, so this is basically to give you all an overview and yeah, to give you all an overview on this. So if you just consider like around 5-10 years back, uh, I still remember the only thing that we had, which we can consider as an image creation tool, was two things. If you belong to that millennial era, one is Microsoft Paint, and second thing that we had was Photoshop, right? So So when I was like in my school, the only thing that I got to explore was Microsoft Paint, and Photoshop was a bit advanced for me. But again, using Microsoft Paint, this was something that I could draw basically. So if you see, sorry, it is not actually an image generation, I would say. Rather, it would be an image creation or any drawing kind of a tool that we used to use. And even the results that were coming in was not very good quality. So firstly, it used to take a lot of time to build even a small thing, and even the quality was not that good. So if you see, both the images are drawn using paint, but it took me around 2-3 hours to make this, and the results are also not that good. So later, I think when I was in my 11th, 12th standard, that was the time when I came to know about Photoshop. So Photoshop, basically we were using for two things. One was for editing. If I remember doing some kind of editing, it would be like I have a photo, how I can, change few aspects of that particular photo. So these were basically the two things that we were widely using, I would say prior 2 years back also, because these were the only few tools that we were using to generate images or to create new image. Yeah. So once this era got ended, I would say 2 years back, and now we have more advanced tool that helps us to generate images way more faster. Now let's discuss first about what is image generation. Now, image generation is basically creation of new images. Now, how you can create these new images? Basically, you need to provide a textual form, or basically you need to provide a prompt, and using that prompt, you can generate the desired image. Basically, you have an ability to create images as per your prompts or whatever needs that you have. Now, if you think about this, before what used to happen was, if you want to create a new image, you generally have to go to a designer and mention this is the thing which I need, or you need to hire a freelancer photographer if you want to generate, wherein you have a subject. Then again, you needed a photographer to capture that particular image. But now, basically, you have a tool which you can use wherein you simply put a prompt, you simply put a description of what you want, and the image will get automatically generated. Now, this is what do we call as image generation. Now, the images, if you see, which I had shown over here, this was drawn using paint. Now, same images, I used an image generation tool, and same I had generated using that tool. So if you see this, these are the two images that I've got as a result. Basically, what I fed to the AI, or what I told to this particular AI was a basic house. That was my normal prompt which I have put, and a car. So if you see these two images, the quality of these two images, how much difference it makes, right? The first slide that I have shown you, it took me 2 hours to build, while this took me approximately 1 minute for each of these particular images. And see the level of detail it has. Now, if you see, these are high definition images. There would be something which could be, which will have some amount of error to it. But again, the quality of these particular images are very good. If you see even the truck which I have kept onto the right hand side, see the level of details it has. So the main point of showing these two images was one, throughout this process, from 10 years back till now, what we have noticed is that one, the quality of the images has improved a lot, and second, the efficiency, how fast you can generate this, that has also improved a lot. So now from this image generation perspective, what kind of tools are available right now? So I'll just show you some of the tools which are available that even you all can just try out from your end and try to generate some images. Sorry. So right now, the most commonly and widely used tools are mentioned over here. First one is Midjourney. Midjourney is personally, it is one of my favorite because the quality of images that are being generated is very good, at least from my point of view. Second one is Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is again a product of Stability AI. Again, it is specifically focuses towards image generation. So again, after Midjourney, what I like is the quality of Stable Diffusion. The third one is Imagine. So Imagine is one of the product of Google. Now, this is something which generally doesn't give exact results. It has a bit of an error into the images. Mostly you find it. But again, it's still a good tool, I would say. The last one is DALI, which is again a product of OpenAI. So they had launched their image generation model, which is again good, but you won't be able to just test it out directly. So I'll just show you all how you can generate these images. Okay. Go to Midjourney first. So in order for you to use Midjourney, basically you need a Discord account, and with that Discord account, you need to add Midjourney as a bot, and you can start using it. So if you all know, recently RCB has won one match. I was just trying to create a poster for it, and this is Virat Kohli, which I was trying to generate. So if you see the quality of this image also, which is being generated, is quite good. And if you see the prompt which I had given, it is like Virat Kohli minimalistic graphic, vivid colors, solid black background. So this is basically like a t-shirt design that you can create. So that was my idea to see if I can create such image or not. So I just wanted to show a demo. So let's just create a small image using Midjourney itself. So I say slash imagine, and then I need to write a prompt. Let's say this is my go-to prompt. I'll just tell you Super Mario dressed as Batman. So this is going to take around a minute to generate. So let's just wait for it. Let's see how it generates the images. Let me just connect it from charger. Just give me 2 minutes. See these images, four variation of images have been already generated, and out of these four images, you can select any one of the image and you can later upscale that particular image. Now, if we see, I like these two, so second and the third one. So what I do is like I just upscale this particular image. Let's say U3. So if you see, it's a grid. U1, U2, U3, U4. So I like the U3 one. So I took the U3 one. Okay, so this is the image, and I can open it here to get a full scaled image. Now let's say you want to scale it up, then you can just click on upscale, and you can upscale this particular image. So it would turn from, right now it would be 1000 by 1000 pixel. So if you want to upscale it to 2000 by 2000, you can just click on upscale and the image will get upscaled automatically. Let's say you want to generate a variation of this particular image. So you just have to click on V3, which is again a variation of it. And here you get a chance to alter that prompt again. So Super Mario dressed as a Batman and driving a bat Batmobile. So what I did was I selected a specific variation, which is this one, and I just wanted to see if it can generate an image wherein this Mario is basically driving a Batmobile. So let's see what kind of image it generates.
So as of now, the Discord account what we are using is a free account.
Is not free account currently, but we have our SJI's account that we were using. So for me, I have taken that account specifically. I had requested it for the access and I had taken. But if you want to try it out, like you can create your account and you can use it, but it will have a certain amount of credits associated to it. So it's like basically it's about the usage. Let's say if you there is certain amount of CPU utilization is allowed to you, and you can generate those many number of images based on that CPU utilization. So when you exceed that, then again, you need to purchase a subscription plan for theirs. It's around $20 a month. So if you get that, then you get more amount of image that you can generate. So for Discord, for this particular account that I'm using right now, it is purchased one. It is SGI's purchased account that I'm using. So if you see, here also, some of the images might not look that good, but some images are quite good. Even if you see, based on the theme that it had taken, it was a 3D cartoonist kind of a look, right? So even the car that got generated, it was a cartoonist kind of. It is not like a perfect Batmobile, but it complements very well with the image that was there before. So this is basically how you can use Midjourney to generate images. And again, it might not generate all the images exactly, but it is again, it's up to that concepts. When if you have a good prompt engineering skills, then you can get exact results. Now, if you're targeting a specific person, let's say you are saying, I want Virat Kohli playing football, that might not give you exact result. The facial look of that particular personality might change a bit. It is due to, that like people might misuse it, so they purposely do such kind of things. So I would say not to what you say, use an image of an actual person. Try to create something new. Okay, so that would be that would give you better results. Sorry. So this was about Midjourney. Let's have a short demo about the stable diffusion also. Had certain amount of credit. Let's see how many I have. Okay, it's good. So I have 10 credits. So stable diffusion is again a different tool which we are using for image generation. So you have seen how Midjourney generates the results, right? Same way we'll use stable diffusion to create the results. So let's say Super Mario dressed as Batman. Let's see what images it generates. It generates two variation. Nice. So here, if you see, we have two images that are being generated, and you can basically use any one of it. And if you see the sorry, the quality of the image also it differs. Here, it looks bit realistic. The background is also, it automatically generates and adds that chaos to it. But if you see in stable diffusion, it only generates whatever prompt that you have given and nothing more, nothing less. Even the background, if you see, it's a plain background that has come, even though I haven't specified what kind of background I want. So basically, different prompts will work differently on different tools. So not Discord, Midjourney will have a different kind of a prompt engineering skills that would be needed. For stable diffusion, it would be different kind of prompt engineering you will be needing. So if you want to try it out, you can basically register to Stable Diffusion. You'll get around 10 credits. So you can generate 10 images for free. And then if you want to like generate some more number of images, you'll have to like purchase a plan. But at least 10 images are free for you all. So you can just open it up and check to generate the images. Okay. So it's up to y'all. At least from my point of view, I felt like Mid Journey was better. But if you feel this one is also good, maybe you can try out this method also, tool also. The third one is Imagine. So Imagine is again Google's image generation tool. So if you see, I'm sure like if you are using Gemini, you must be aware about this. Like in Gemini, you can basically create images and you can also analyze images, which was not provided in ChatGPT free version. So that option is also there in Gemini. So if you want to check it out, just check it and see if how good the Gemini is. Actually, the recent textual or the NLP model of this one, Google is quite good. Image generation is they are improving, but still, I think there is a lot to cover, at least in the image generation part from the Google side. So let's try to generate a new image. I had tried Super Mario, but again, due to the copyright issue, Google is very strict about it. I think recently they had got a case also about some racist comment and all that has come up. So because of that, they have added that filter wherein they don't allow to generate any images which could have a copyright related issue. So let's try one simple comment over here and let's see if this gets it's created. So generate an image of a fluffy snake. This is very unusual. So let's see if it generates a fluffy snake. And I want to see how a fluffy snake looks. Okay. So this is the reason why I was telling, like, if you see some of the images, one of the images is good, but the remaining it looks a bit weird. So if you see this one is at least it looks like something fluffy. This looks weird. No fluffiness, bit fluffy. So okay, let me try generating more, few more, but still the images are not that good. So with Google's, the only perk that you get with the Gemini, the Imagine model is basically you can generate images and number of images. There is no limit as such. At least I tried generating it and I got the results almost all the time. Other than if there is any copyright related issue, but there is no credits as such. You can generate any number of images. Maybe since it's a free model, that's why they are not giving that very good quality, but still something that you can just try it out from your end. The DALI integration is again, you don't have an interface basically to test it out. Rather, there is an APIs which are provided, but DALI gives a very good results. It is again, you can compare it with Stable Diffusion. It is the quality is of that sort. So you can, if you have that this thing, I think you just want to check it out. You can just go to DALI APIs and just test it out from your end. Okay. So maybe in the future, if I like, I can have another session wherein I can tell you all the APIs also. But right now, I just wanted to show you all the web interface. Okay. Next one is the use cases. So how can we use this basically in our day-to-day life, or at least how I have used it in day-to-day life. So, if you know, recently in February, Shahid had come to our office, Goa office basically. So when he was here, there was a competition that was organized, which was an AI Assistant Week. And we just had to, organize that event fast, and we need to create banners for it. So what was happening was like I'll had to reach out to my marketing team, our marketing team basically to create that banner and all. So what I was thinking, we have Mid Journey, so why not just test it out and see if we can generate a banner within 1 hour or not. So what I did was like I just went to Mid and I just typed an AI image. So I got it. Okay. So this was the image that I had generated using Midjourney. So it was basically for a banner that I wanted to see. So I created around 4 or 5 images, out of which this was something that I liked. And from this image itself, I passed this image to Shubham, and he basically created a banner out of it. So if you see, for me, it took me around 2 minutes to create these images, and then later Shubham spent another 30 minutes to make this into a banner. So if I just think about this later, before what used to happen was like I was entirely dependent on marketing team to create a banner for me. And again, it used to take me at least because they also marketing team will also have their own priorities. Then after that, taking this into it, so it's going to take approximately around half a day for me to create this banner. But here, I could create this within an hour. So that was one of the use cases which I just wanted to mention it to you all, how you can use this into your day-to-day work activity. Social media posts and blogs. So this was something again I was actively using from my side. Sorry. Yeah. So I've been writing some blogs. It was a few days back that I've written one blog. And first of all, the blog idea I had provided, but again, the blog was generated mostly by ChatGPT. But the core concepts of it, I had provided it to it. And even if you see the image which is there, that image was also generated using Midjourney itself. So blog writing, earlier, if I say writing this blog would have taken me at least a day. It just happened within 2 hours, and I could post this within that amount of time. The third one or the third example that we have is for designers. I think from our side, at least the teams are already using it. But one of the ideas that I was thinking about was wherein if you all see the designer's work is something that is very creative, right? So most of the time when clients also comes up, they mention, let's say there is a t-shirt designing vendor, and he says, okay, I want a t-shirt design or a new t-shirt design, wherein let's take the first example only, wherein Super Mario dressed as a Batman. Okay, so what designer does is first, at least for 1 or 2 hours, he spends some time trying to get some ideas to think in that way, like how a Super Mario will look as a Batman. So that 1 hour gets utilized over there, and then after a week, I would say he will be in a position to generate that particular image. After generating that image, the designer presents that image back to our client, and then client says, I didn't wanted it like this. I wanted a cartoonistic design, and whatever that you have made is a bit more realistic. So can you just make it to a cartoon version of it? Now, in order to make that into a cartoon version, again, first of all, the designer won't be happy about the feedback. And what they will do is they'll spend another week to make that design or to convert that design into a cartoon way, right? So if you see, this would have taken around 2 weeks at least to build this particular design. Rather, if we use such image generation tools, I would say it won't reduce the time entirely within a day or something, but it is going to significantly reduce the time. For example, for the inspiration part, first of all, the designer can simply put a prompt saying that Super Mario dressed as a Batman, and then add more layers to it, saying that adding one parameter to it and saying, okay, how you can filter it out. So the inspiration that was needed, that basically he or she can take up from the Mid Journey or any other platforms. And after that, even the modification that needs to be done, which is to changing it into some other forms, that also can be achieved using using these tools. So basically, the whole point here is to improve the efficiency And like if me being a non-technical, not non-technical, non-designing background, if I can generate such images, then I can just imagine the designers who are such creative people, what kind of images they can come up with. So that was with respect to designers. Then image dumps for theming. This is specifically for developers and even the front-end developers that we have. What I was using was sometimes client comes up, with some theme-related changes, and they mention, okay, I need a portfolio website, and they generally don't have their images ready with them. So at that time, we generally used to keep the project on hold, and we used to wait for them to provide the images, and all those things was happening. And even sometimes we used to wait for the designers to give us those results, or give those images. Specifically, I would say for the internal projects that we have, we generally used to spend a lot of time searching for images which doesn't have copyright related issues and all. So over there, what I started using was basically Midjourney or Stable Diffusion. Whatever images that needs to be generated, I directly write 2, 3 prompts and keep them ready. And I basically use these images for the theming purpose, or any minor modifications that is needed on the websites, at least on the internal projects. So these were some of the use cases that we had. Now, the last thing that I had is basically it's a bonus slide. So I had used practically used it on a lot of things. So I just wanted to show you all for what I have used it. And there was a capability test also that I had done, at least from my side, like what all things are capable using this particular sorry, tools. So from the project perspective, this is some of the images which I had generated. Okay. So for one of the project, I wanted some of the icons to be created or to be used. So what I did was, again, I went to Midjourney, I generated a few icons, and I got 4 variations out of it. So if you see, the dimensions of these particular icons are not in the right way or the right form. So I had to, it's not like I can directly use this for the icons. I had to convert it onto certain dimensions and use it. But again, I don't have to develop everything from scratch. I could simply copy this, change the dimensions, and then use the particular image or icons. So this was some of the logos that I was trying to create for the Tutor GPT. There was one of the internal product which we have. So for that, I was just checking how I can create some logo. So if you see, I haven't written any text down as such. I've just mentioned I need a logo for this, and the website is more oriented toward education purpose. So what kind of images or what kind of logos you can generate? So I've got these few results. These were some of the backgrounds which I had generated for the image for the website. And one of the image that we have used for LMS, one of the tool product that we had. So these were, sorry, product related images or project related images that I had created. Now this is again something which I tried out from my side, just to see how what kind of images it generates. So if you remember, if you are from India, I'm very sure like you know this car. This is Maruti 800, which is like a vehicle which is very common. I think in Bangladesh also it should be available, or at least you might have seen this particular car. So what I was thinking was like, okay, what if this car is turned into an armored vehicle? What will happen, or how this car will look? So I just tried it out, and this is the result which I have got. So if you see, this is something which even if I think about like designing this from scratch, it would have taken me more than at least 2 weeks to design. And even after designing, I don't think so like it would be in this way. If you see, even the most of the aspect that is needed for an armored car is already there. a thick what you say, an plating, armored plating, which is there. If you see, there are a few flashlights also which have been put on top, which is like normal. Again, if you see the windshield also, it is again a bit kind of an armored plated. On the side windows which are there, again those are armored plated. So these were one of the image which I had generated. Next was this was a random thing which I was checking. I was checking what if Batman tries doing something unusual. What about cooking something? So this was one of the image which I have got. Next was why he always rides a very good bike. Why not ride a bicycle? So this was another image that I tried out. And this one I generated this way back when I was testing it out. I was saying, what if a cat becomes Iron Man? How will it look into a multiverse, right? This was when the multiverse concept was introduced. I was just checking, what if a cat becomes Iron Man? If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, then you might know this, wherein we wanted this as a fan to, we wanted this fight to happen between Night King and Jon Snow, but it never happened. So I was just trying to recreate, I was trying to create this wherein a fight between Jon Snow and the Night King. So this was one of the image. And again, so with respect to our Maruti 800, same way I was testing out Maruti Omni. How will it look as an armored vehicle? So these are sorry, some of the images which was got generated for armored vehicles with respect to Omni. If you see, the basic structure remains the same, which is just that some of the aesthetic got changed. Now, in Midjourney, there is something called as chaos that you can introduce. Now, chaos is basically a parameter that you can add. If you use minimalistic chaos, then it takes the essence of that, it keeps the essence of the original image and it just modifies the overall aesthetic of it. Now, if you increase the chaos, then basically you are just telling the AI that you can alter all the things from this particular image and you can go bizarre. So the image that you will get generated, that would have, it might not look similar to the original image. It will look a bit different. So this was tested out with Midjourney also has their own versions. Like currently it is running on version 6. So I was testing it out how the images will be generated on version 6 and how the images will be generated on version 5. So this is version 6 and this is version 5. So even this was, I felt like it was good, but this was something which I liked a lot. So if you see the image, this thing which is there, um, sometimes the branding of that particular car or anything that you use is generally altered because of the copyright related issue. So you won't get the same logo if there are any logos which are associated to whatever image that you have put, then you can be sure that that logo is going to get changed. Okay. So yeah, these were just a few images which I had tested it out. So if you all feel, you all can just browse these particular tools and make use of it, to create some new images or to modify some of those images. So yeah, actually, that's it from my side. Um, any questions you all have about this? Sorry.
The tools which you mentioned, they all have APIs, so you can.
Yes. Midjourney doesn't have an API because they haven't introduced it as of now. But other than this, Stable Diffusion, Imagine, and DALI, these three have APIs. Midjourney doesn't. They haven't given as of now.